College, or as we like to call it in Australia, university, is a scam. And in this video, I'm going to tell you why. College is a scam. It is a ripoff. Now, obviously, if you want to be a professional like a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer, a teacher, there's a number of things you do need to go to college for. I'm not saying college is a scam for everybody, but there are so many job opportunities out there in 2024 where you do not need to go to college, and there are colleges charging ridiculous amounts of fees for students to go and attend when they do not have to. And I'm going to share with you some numbers and also what I think is a way better alternative, especially if you're somebody who's looking to change careers. Maybe you want to get an online remote job where you can work from anywhere. Maybe you want to live somewhere like Bali or Thailand like us, and you want to make money online with a career that can earn you money anywhere. I'm telling you right now, you do not need to go to university. You do not need to go to college. Make sure you stay tuned till the end of the video because I'm going to share with you my best piece of advice and a way I believe you can build a career in just a few months that can bring you a very solid income working online. Okay, so before we get into it, if you find this video helpful at all, just hit the like button and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell. Okay, so the reason I'm talking about this video today is I recently watched a YouTube video by a creator, and I'll leave the link down below, where he explained that 52% of college graduates in the United States are underemployed. So underemployed basically means that you're working a job that has literally nothing to do with the degree that you got in university. In other words, you go into university for an arts degree or something like that, and you end up working in a coffee shop. That's just one example, but there's plenty of them out there. And to be honest, that's because the college does not care if you get a job in your field or not. Actually, they have no reason to care. As long as they're getting the money for the tuition, that's all they care about. As long as you're passing the college and you're not dropping out, they care about that. But anything beyond that and getting you a job, they literally do not care. They just want to take your money. And that's the hard, honest truth. Now, you're probably wondering, why am I talking about this? I'm a travel YouTuber that creates content with my wife, Mandy. Well, we didn't start out like that. We actually started out as digital nomads. I was working as a digital marketer and Mandy was a graphic designer, but I'll get into that later. I'm going to read you some numbers just to prove to you why I believe college is a scam. So as of the end of 2023, Americans owed $1.74 trillion in education debt. $1.74 trillion. I don't even know how to write trillion. That is a massive number. 51% of 2022 bachelor's degree recipients graduated with an average of $29,000 in student loan debt. Among all borrowers, the average student loan debt in 2023 was $38,290. 47% of the total outstanding federal loan debt is held by 10% of borrowers who owe $80,000 or more. Now, just imagine spending 4 years in college and walking out with an $80,000 debt and then not being able to find a job in the industry that you actually paid all that money to get a degree for. Now, I know that's a lot of numbers and information I've just thrown at you, and it's a bit hard to get your head around, but you get the point. It's absolutely ridiculous. So here's a fun fact. Did you know that since 1980, the price of tuition has increased by over 1,000%, while inflation and the price of wages has only increased by around 200%. Now, I'm no financial genius, but that doesn't add up to me. So as I mentioned earlier, before we started this YouTube channel, Mandy and I were working regular jobs and we hated it. We didn't want to do it anymore. And we one day decided, screw it, let's try and find a way where we can make money online so that we can still make a decent amount of money, but have the freedom to work whenever we want, from wherever we want, and do all the things that we want, like travel. So that's what we did. Now, it took us a long time to get into a position where we could actually make money online, and to be completely transparent, both of us tried university. Mandy studied graphic design, but about 2 months into it, she realized that she wasn't learning anything she didn't already know. Mandy has been an artist pretty much all of her life, and she's actually done a lot of graphic design herself using apps like Canva and just playing around for fun because that's what she enjoys doing. And she started this course. Luckily, she was paying the tuition on a month-by-month basis, and after a couple of months realized she was not learning anything that she could not learn herself by playing around and having a look online. I actually did a similar thing. I wanted to get into digital marketing because I saw that there was a gap there and that there was a need for digital marketers, and I thought that would be a good way to get into the online industry. I started learning myself through YouTube and online blogs and really just all resources that were available online. And I did a couple of short courses and learnt a little bit, but I didn't feel like I was accredited where I could actually get a job for anybody. So I decided I was going to do a bachelor's degree in digital marketing. Well, same thing happened. After a few months of doing some absolutely tedious and nonsense stuff that I'd honestly already learned just through short courses and YouTube, I realized, hey, this is a waste of money too and a waste of my time. I was putting in anywhere from 10 to 20 hours a week studying something that I could have just learned through short courses or YouTube myself. So long story short, we both dropped out. And I'm really grateful that we did because we saved a lot of money and a lot of time. And we actually managed to learn everything we needed to through both short courses and YouTube videos. There's so much content out there that teaches you how to do pretty much anything online. After a while, I was able to start working as a freelance digital marketer and started making an income. Then we started our own e-commerce business, and Mandy took care of all of the graphic design stuff while I did all of the digital marketing, and it actually got quite successful, and we were able to sell that business for quite a large profit. While we were still doing freelance work, Mandy was doing freelance graphic design, I was doing digital marketing, and that was when we decided to move to Bali and document our travels as digital nomads. A lot of people ask us how to become digital nomads or how to make money online, and I think that they believe that one, they either need to do travel YouTube like we do, or number two, they need to go to university to get a degree in order to get a remote online job. And neither of those are true. Look, travel YouTube is great. It's honestly one of the greatest things we've ever done because I love the lifestyle that it gives us and we enjoy putting content out. But it's not for everybody, and I don't blame anyone for not wanting to do YouTube. So I actually found a digital marketing degree in Australia. I'm not going to name the university, but they're charging almost $60,000 for either an 18-month full-time degree where you're going to be studying probably 20, 25 hours a week while you're working on the side. So you're going to be making no money at all, and at the end of it, you're going to have $60,000 in debt. And honestly, like, there's no guarantee you're even going to get a job after that. Obviously, people are starting to catch on to this scam because university and college enrollments have been declining for the last few years. And that's simply because people just can't afford it anymore. But check this out. There's a new way to learn these online skills that is way cheaper. It only takes a couple of months to learn, and you're even almost guaranteed to get a job after you complete one of these courses. It's kind of like a boot camp where you get in and you get it done quickly without all this fluffing around that these universities do. Trust me, they do a lot of it. And all their courses, they even offer a free trial so you can get in and you can try whatever course it is you want to do, whether it's digital marketing or tech sales or something else. And if you're not into it and you start it and you think, you know what, this is actually like kind of boring, I really don't want to be doing this, then it costs you absolutely nothing. So the company I'm talking about is Course Careers. So the example I'm going to give is a digital marketing course that they offer that only costs around $500 and you can do in less than 3 months. If you go over to pretty much any of the job seeker sites, you're going to see that there's thousands and thousands of digital marketing jobs available right now, open to anyone. And the reason there's so many of these jobs out there right now is because if you think about it, everybody needs digital marketing. And I'm just using this as an example because this is what I know about. Any business from like construction to hospitality, e-commerce, clothing, fitness, like they all need to be advertising online now and they need experts. So in my opinion, if I were to have a career change and I was looking for an online job that I could do anywhere, digital marketing is where I would start, but there's plenty of other jobs that you might be into. If you're more into IT or something like that, there's other options. It's not just digital marketing. Also, if you think about the earning potential for some of these jobs, where an entry-level person can earn $50,000, if you're living in a cheap country like Thailand or Bali or like Vietnam, just for instance, that's a lot of money. It can go a long way. But anyway, so the main reason I reckon Course Careers is a good option and you should check it out is not only do they offer these quick and cheap courses, the way they actually make a lot of their money on the back end, they have companies coming to hire people just like you who have just completed a course, and there's big companies that are looking for people with the skills that you've just now learned. I mean, that sounds pretty awesome, right? If you're looking for an online job, then I reckon this is honestly probably the best option. Now, obviously, I wouldn't be recommending some company that is just brand new and like nobody's actually gone and done this course. They actually have about 1,900 5-star reviews from people who have actually gone through and successfully completed their courses and gone on to get jobs. I'll even leave some links down below to some success stories. So they've interviewed people like 18-year-olds who have just finished high school and completed one of these courses, and now they're getting like 6-figure jobs straight out of high school, which is kind of insane. I mean, it sounds a lot better to me than going to college and getting in a ton of debt. But anyway, bottom line, guys, in my opinion, you don't need to go and pay tens of thousands of dollars to get some of these skills that are really in big demand in 2024 and beyond. And I think they're going to be in more demand. You don't need to be putting yourself in a position where you're wasting years and thousands of dollars getting these skills. You can do it so much faster. And actually, just to prove my point a little bit further, I'm going to read out a list of successful entrepreneurs who didn't go to college or dropped out after their first or second year. Walt Disney, you probably heard of him. Michael Dell, so he created Dell Computers, obviously very successful. Steve Jobs created Apple. Richard Branson, who started Virgin, one of the richest guys in the world. Bill Gates dropped out of college after his first year. Evan Williams, who co-founded Twitter, didn't go to college. Daniel Ek, who started Spotify, same thing. Mark Zuckerberg was at Harvard and he dropped out after the first year to focus on Facebook. So they didn't have to go to college to learn all the skills they needed to become like some of the most successful entrepreneurs in the world. Another interesting thing I found a few months ago, we were in Sri Lanka and we were traveling, and I was talking to one of the hotel managers there that we're staying at. And he was just explaining to me how the Sri Lankan sort of lifestyle works. And he told me that Sri Lankans get free education all the way from preschool up to a bachelor's degree. Now, if you compare that to America, where the average cost of a bachelor's degree is about $40,000, and that's on the low end, that's kind of insane. America, which has the richest economy in the world, people are paying minimum $40,000 for a bachelor's degree. Sri Lanka, that has one of the worst economies in the world, they're getting their bachelor's degrees for free. I mean, that sounds like a scam to me. Does that not sound like a scam? But anyway, look, that's my opinion. You don't have to take my opinion for it. I'm going to leave a ton of resources down below of videos and articles that I found that pretty much back up all the stuff I'm saying right here. I'm not an expert in this. I'm just talking from my experience. And I encourage you to do your own research, whether you're a young person thinking about going to college, maybe you're someone in your 30s or 40s who's looking for a career change, maybe you're older and you have kids who are thinking about a career path and they're not sure. Do your own research, and I think you will see similar things to what I've seen for yourself. Anyway, I'm going to end it here. I hope you found this video helpful. Let me know in the comments below if you agree with me. Do you think college is a scam? Or if you think I'm way off the mark here? Either way, let me know. And if you found this video helpful at all, please hit the subscribe button and remember to ring that bell. Cheers.